What's up, everyone? This is Michael. Welcome back to another tech tip for you today. I want to talk about something that I didn't hope we would have to talk about this, but we do. Um, so the MacBook Air, so the new one, 2018. Obviously, it was a big deal when they announced that it was going to include the third gen butterfly switches, which is going to switch the keyboard issues. Well, it turns out that there's still issues with the third generation keyboard. Let's see, the third generation, 3 years. So basically, a lot of these articles are only mentioning the MacBook Pro, but it is the same keyboard as the MacBook Air, the 2018, and you can search it, and there's definitely issues with it. And so, I'm going to talk about why I'm not going to buy the 2018, and I actually bought the 2017 i7. Did I want to? No, I didn't. I really didn't want to. I loved the Retina display, even though it's a bit dimmer. We can compare the two models here. So obviously, as you can see, these bezels are pretty obnoxious on the old one. It's not gonna have the Retina display, even though it doesn't have True Tone. And it is significantly dimmer than even the MacBook Air. But you definitely, when you compare it like next to the MacBook Pro, side by side, this display is a lot dimmer. So it's probably not a big issue if you're working inside, but if you're gonna be outside, it might be an issue. So I end up getting the dual core i7 processor. As you can see, very similar in weight. I obviously it only came at 8 gigabytes. I actually got the 512 gigabytes SSD, which is kind of nice to have because if you're over here at 512, you're looking at probably 15, 16.99, I'd imagine. We can just price one out real quick here. So let's see. So if you want the 256, it's $13.99. And this is only i5 here. So if you set it 512, you're looking at $15.99. And right now, I think you can only get this one custom ordered. So this is pretty much the price, unless you have some student discount or whatnot. That's pretty much gonna be price. So that's that. So let's go back here and talk about this one more. Beyond that, the i7, 8th generation i7, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a, sorry. It's going to be, I think it's 6th generation? Okay, it's a 5th generation. So obviously it is a little bit behind, but that being said, it's not too far behind this and benchmarks. Because this dual core i5, that is like the Intel Y series. So it's more of a, I think it's not very high power. So you're not losing a lot by going with i7 versus the i5. Not much at all. So obviously you see this is a little bit thinner and it's a little bit thicker. Weighs a little bit more pounds, but that's not going to be noticeable. So they do have the 16 gigabytes memory, which is kind of a nice thing. I'm not sure if you can upgrade the memory on the MacBook Air. I don't believe you can. But I could be wrong. So display obviously 1440 by 900. That's a big downside. This is a much better display. 300 nits brightness. I don't know because I've read other places that it's actually not 300 nits on the new one. So I don't know what's going on with this one. So, but it is pretty dim when you see it. This does have the MagSafe, which I love the MagSafe. Why did they get rid of it? Don't know. That was part of what made the MacBook Air great because it had that MagSafe, had great I/O, and why did we do it? Obviously USB-C great. I like USB-C, but why get rid of the USB-A? And why get rid of the HDMI port? Thunderbolt 2, not terrible. It's got Bluetooth. It's got a FaceTime HD camera. I don't think it's much better or worse than the new one. Backlit keyboard. I don't know if these are individually lit or not. And obviously they both can have Mojave. This does have the SDXC card slot, which is quite nice. It's nice to have that. And so I mean, from a standpoint, if you can live, but the big thing is, like, I don't want to buy the MacBook Air, the new one, and have it, go through 1, 2, 3 keyboards, because I want to have my machine. You're paying big money for it. And right now, it's not included in the the keyboard replacement plan. It might be down the line by the time you watch this video, but right now it's not. So imagine it would be, but even then, they're not. As of right now, they're not replacing the keyboard, from what I've heard. They're just putting the same exact one that you got. So they're not fixing it. They're just putting the same thing that just broke back in the machine, which doesn't make a lot of sense. The keys on this one here, they're not bad. I mean, let's see if we can see some more images of it. Let's see. Probably not. You want to show all the new stuff, I think. But I mean, overall, the deal that I got on this one is going to be pretty impressive, I think, when you find out what the deal is on this one. So I got the i7 with 512, $1549 Apple, right? Okay. B&H Phone, right as of right now, look what they got on the deal. Dual core i7, 8 GB RAM, 512 SSD, $1099. You're saving $450. So I mean, when you talk about saving that kind of money, getting an i7, even though it's 5th gen, getting that much SSD, which is it's not a slow SSD. I mean, it's decent. It's not bad. Intel HD Graphics 6000, obviously not great, but it's gonna work for most things. To me, it's a better choice. It was a more sensible choice, and it's worthwhile. And they got this one. This is not such a good deal. i5 with 128 for $949. I don't know who would buy that over this one. Obviously, they're not trying to push that, but yeah, it's kind of a shame, because I really wanted to like the new MacBook. This is the old one. Obviously, the keys, they are a little bit mushy, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that. The new ones, they don't have much travel. I mean, they say they've improved it, but to me, it's kind of I don't know. Maybe I get used to it after typing it out for a couple weeks, but again, I don't want to have some random errors with the E key or a space bar. I don't need that. And overall, this is not a bad machine. I can live with these bezels. It's still a decent display. You're getting great hardware, and this is tried and true design. I've owned one of these in the past. I had the smaller 128 gig, which I sold because it was obviously not enough storage, and it was i5, and it worked fine. So I mean, overall, for the money, I don't think you go wrong buying the i7 right now. Don't know how long they're going to continue it. I'd imagine up until they come out with the new generation in 2019, which hopefully they can just get rid of this butterfly keyboard altogether. Why stop favoring thinness for reliability? Nobody really cares if it's a little bit thinner. Like, we don't need it. Let's make a better MacBook Air. I want to buy a new one in the future, but let's make a good product. Let's make one that's going to be reliable. Let's get back to Apple being supremely reliable, and it's just good products. I love the OS. I love developing. I love the terminal. It's a great system, but hopefully once they fix up a few flaws, hopefully I can buy the next MacBook Air, next MacBook Pro. Right now, I can't recommend it. So if you had any experience, or you think this is a good move to buying the older MacBook Air, or if you're still gonna buy the new one, comment below, let me know. Otherwise, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I have more videos for you in the future. Thanks a lot.